beginner who want to learn the English, I think the first step two challenges that I face in my spoken. First of
So how did you actually get this idea to create a YouTube channel and start working on?
not from the India, you can say from the abroad also. They subscribe to my.
Recently, your video also just went viral, right? You got your channel, and I see that you talk with a lot of people, a lot of teachers on Cambly, right?
Actually, you can say my journey of spoken English start just recent month. Yes, and yesterday I just scrolling on the YouTube, and your video came across. So I just go through that. So I really like that the way you interact with the people.
Yeah, when you commented, I checked your channel as well, and I realized that you're also quite active on your YouTube channel. And recently, your video also just went viral, right? You got 11K views, 11 or 12K views on one of your videos. So, was that expected? Like, were you expecting your video to go viral, or did that happen unexpectedly?
It was just unexpected. I didn't, it was just the unexpected thing, and I didn't think that, or I knew that I was new on the YouTube, so it take some
Mhm.
time. But in 1 month it was happened. So that's really you can say it's a good thing for me. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, of course, absolutely. So, how was your reaction when you saw that? When you saw that your video just went viral?
Yes, I'm very happy because with that video, many, you can say from that video, my YouTube channel recognized by many people because before that, you can say views are very, very few. So, but after
Hmm.
that video went viral, so you can say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So people came to the channel, and not from the India, you can say from the abroad also. They subscribe to my channel, so I really liked it.
Wow. So which countries are your videos being watched? I mean, other than India.
It is Saudi Arab and Pakistan also, and
Oh,
USA. Yes, yeah, and
wow.
Vietnam. Yes,
Oh, wow. That's incredible. It feels really good when one of your
yes.
videos just goes viral and it gives you a lot of motivation to keep going and keep working on your YouTube channel. So, how did you actually get this idea to create a YouTube channel and start working on it?
Okay. Actually, you can say before that I was a teacher of English, and
Mm-hmm.
but the main problem with me, or you can say the main challenge I seen in my English is spoken. So when it came to spoken, so there are many challenges. I think the two challenges that I face in my spoken, first of all, is the tenses. That I think that I do the mistakes in tenses when I
No.
say something. Yes. And the second thing that I do in my spoken, that is, you can say, I know that I have to say this thing and this line. But when I,
Yeah.
say this, it just stuck some words. I didn't get that word. So like this.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I think that this is very common with English learners. Like even if you're an advanced English speaker or even if you have acquired proficiency in English, you still end up making these silly, stupid mistakes, and later on you realize that why did you even say something like that? So I think that it happens with us because we are not native English speakers, right? And since we are not native English speakers, we are bound to make mistakes, whether we want it or not. So, but I think that with practice, this thing goes away eventually, right? It gets more and more lesser and lesser, and eventually you start sounding really proficient and perfect. What do you think about
Because
it?
yeah, really. Because when I saw my first video on YouTube, I just imagined that this is me, that how I spoke to the native speakers. And if I compare to my first video, so I really
Mm-hmm.
seen improvement in myself. Yes, you can say with the practice, it can remove. But you
Yeah.
can, you have to be very consistent in your practice. because if you
Yeah,
give any gap, so that can't be possible. Yes.
yeah, that's very true. This happens with me a lot. Like, for example, if I'm practicing English on a consistent basis, I will speak fluently, right? And no matter what kind of a situation I get into or whom I start interacting with in English, I'll speak very smoothly. But the moment I stop practicing, and if I take a break of like one day or one week or 2 weeks, after that, when I started speaking English, I start making these silly mistakes, and I'm like, what's happening? So it's like really, it's really awful that you have to maintain the consistency, because we are not native English speakers, and also we don't have the environment of English around us. Like, all the people around us are constantly speaking in the native language. So I think that's one of the biggest hurdles in the life of a language learner,
Yeah, it's
right?
very true. Actually, I want to know that, how you improve your English, spoken English. That any key mantra or you something that that you suggest to me after listening my spoken that I should go with that. If anything you want to suggest me.
Yeah, I think that honestly speaking, I started learning English at a very young age. I probably was like in like ninth or tenth standard or seventh standard to be more precise. And at that time, is I started reading a lot of books and watching a lot of TV series. And I used to try to talk with people in English. And one thing that I noticed throughout my English learning journey is that one of the most important and most imperative steps in learning English is to speak English. If you're not speaking English, you'll never be able to speak it fluently. So speaking is the key to learning English and is the key to becoming more fluent in English. And I think that you are on the right track because you are constantly having these conversations with foreigners and you're talking with them. So of course, whatever you're doing is the right thing. And of course, if you keep doing this, eventually your English skills will become impeccable. This is exactly what I did, and this is exactly what I keep doing as well. So yeah. What about you? What do you think is the biggest and the most important steps in learning English and becoming fluent in English?
For the beginner who want to learn the English, I think the first step is to get the fluency in this language, because if we in the starting see our the tenses type mistakes, and if we really focus on that, so I don't think so that we really, our whole mind is on that I have to say this, but let's see. So, we can't fluent in that. So I think that first
Hmm.
of all, we get in that after 1 or 2 months, then we have to see that yes, while delivering my sentence or something, I do this
Yeah.
mistake and that. So I have to now work on my tenses after getting, you can say, the fluent. First of all, you have to just be fluent, whatever the words, whatever something is coming into in your mind, just just say it. Don't think about that I have to say
Yeah.
this in the past, present. Just say it. I think so.